Thanks a lot, Charlie. It's good to be back in the bunker because even though the Predator season might be over, well, we here at the Renegades of Puck, our job isn't finished until all the hockey's finished. And so, of course, we're here to preview the upcoming playoff series in the Calder Cup playoffs in the AHL between our Milwaukee Admirals and the Manitoba Moose. Now, this game starts on Friday, and I'm gonna give you a basic breakdown for one big stat tonight to give you a little bit of an idea of what you're going to be looking at heading into this series. Now, on the season, the Milwaukee Admirals were 4-3-1 against the Manitoba Moose, including one shootout win, one win in overtime, and one overtime loss. Now, in all but one of those games, the starting goaltender for the Admirals was Yaroslav Askarov, who went 3-3-1 in those games. However, he did post a 91.6 save percentage, saving 208 shots on 227 shots against. So only gave up 19 goals in those 7 games. Really impressive, and I can't imagine that we won't see Askarov in the net for most of this series. As for the skaters, Tommy Novak, before he was called up to Nashville full-time, he went on a tear in the calendar year 2022. Now, he played 4 games against the Manitoba Moose with the Admirals, scoring a goal in all 4 of those games, the leading scorer for Milwaukee in this series. Followed up behind him with Kiefer Sherwood, another player coming back from Nashville, and my boy, getting one goal in the game on December 3rd, and then picking up 2 on February 4th. Another is the captain, Cole Schneider. Excellent guy. If you haven't had a chance to watch him, make sure you do that. Cole Schneider picked up 3 goals of himself against the Moose. And we also saw 2 from Jordan Gross and Zach Sanford. Luke Evangelista also scored the game winner in the shootout. It doesn't count for him, but he has a couple of points against the Manitoba Moose in the short time he was in Milwaukee against Manitoba. So what is some of the things we want to look for? A lot of the time, Milwaukee in this series has gotten outshot, putting a lot of the burden on Yaroslav Askarov. Now, part of that is because same problem that Nashville had, you see in Milwaukee. They had a lot of guys get called up to Nashville, and so they were assigning a lot of guys to ATOs, or guys that were depth guys were getting pushed into top 6 roles. I imagine now, with the fleet of players coming back to Milwaukee for the playoffs, including Luke Evangelista, Tommy Novak, those guys, I think that's going to make a huge difference and take some of the burden off of Yaroslav Askarov. Now, Devin Cooley, in his one appearance against Manitoba, he did get the overtime win, the 5-4 overtime win. He pretty good stat line, 33 of 37, so not too bad, and he will be good to be, he'll be serviceable to come in at some point in the series, especially if there are back-to-backs. So Milwaukee's got a slight edge. The goals for the series are 25-24 if you don't count the shootout goal. So it's a very evenly matched game, but Milwaukee's got this bug on their shoulder. Now, obviously, they were off to an amazing season before COVID and the pandemic came and caused the cancellation of that season. Then they didn't play the following year, and then were bounced out of the Calder Cup playoffs last season by the Chicago Wolves. Now, we know that the Wolves aren't going to be an issue now, but Milwaukee has to stay focused because this group is probably as good as Milwaukee's going to be for a little while, and so they should really take advantage. And a lot of eyes are going to be watching these games, not just us, you guys, the fans, but everybody in that organization, including Barry Trotz. So it's going to be a big one. We're going to have a whole lot of coverage, and of course, I'll be breaking down your stats after each and every game. So it's good to be back in the bunker, and I'm going to throw this back to Charlie, and that's been one big stat. Go Admirals.
Hockey players are as unique as the game itself, and your uniform should be tailored to fit you. Rebirth Sports is your sports apparel tailor. From shells, bags, warm-ups, hats, hoodies, branding, and more, let Rebirth Sports be your custom hockey tailor.
And don't forget to tell them they do more than just hockey.
Rebirth Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Rebirth Sport, a match made in hockey.